Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust, I get fairy dust. Little Glinda gets fairy dust. Dorothy gets them too. Okay, so it's time for a bitch, aka a therapist, reacts to the Kardashians. And we are on the most interesting thing, the next most interesting thing. That's always what we're gonna land on. So it's not gonna be show to show, but it'll be like on the next thing that a bitch wants to talk about or react to. And so we're on season 1, episode 5. And that is the episode in which Khloe gets a DUI. And so it really made me think as I was watching it. Like, one of my first thoughts was bad, obviously, like dark, but it's just like, oh, they must have been so happy. The producers must have been like so happy to have this to put on their reality show. Like how like dramatic and engaging that is to see that play out in a family. So and also we just want to remember, like, there's a camera pointed at them, and so obviously their reactions are, we take it with a grain of salt, but we're going to talk about this as it unfolds and then translate it to our families. And so and also I noted at the beginning of the episode, they say like, oh, like make sure it says parts of this have been reenacted. So we take it with a double grain of salt. Like, is this call, the call you're about to hear on the clip, is this call the actual recording from that day? Probably not, but again, we can we can still use the material to help us in our own personal growth. Okay, so watch this clip. Khloe is calling Kourtney to tell her about it. Okay, let's take a look.
Hi, it's Khloe. Don't hang up. I'm calling you from jail.
What do you mean?
I'm in jail. I have a DUI. I have to stay in here. 7 hours is maximum.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I look like a whore. I'm in like a mini dress, and so it's kind of embarrassing.
Ugh, I feel so bad.
Don't tell Mom. Don't tell Kim. Just don't tell anybody.
Okay.
So she says, I'm in jail. This is terrible. Like, I'm embarrassed. And it's so, I love Khloe. Like, I love her sense of humor. And, she's like, I look like a whore. Like, bless her heart. Like, that's what I would be thinking too. Like, like this is it's so embarrassing. But we have, once again, which I'm sure we're going to find it lots and lots of times, we have the triangle. So in a family, in a dysfunctional family, and we're all from dysfunctional families, just the level of dysfunction is different, but there's a thing called a triangle. And so a triangle is when you talk to one person about another person that is not present. And another way a triangle is, so you talk about them, and part of the underlying motive for that is that part of the underlying motive is that you do want that information to be spread. Like, you may think that you won't, but if you really didn't, you probably wouldn't be telling a family member or a certain or particular family member because of the evidence of the past where a secret has been told. And so, but let's say, just for the case of this, like, she's telling Kourtney, hey, please don't tell anybody in the family. Don't tell anybody in the family, and please come pick me up at noon. And then we see this clip.
Hello.
Kim, wake up. Chloe's in jail. She got a DUI.
Oh my God, we have to get her.
She told me not even to tell you, so just don't do anything. Don't tell Mom, and do not tell Bruce.
Immediately calling. Immediately. Okay, so not immediately, because it seemed like the first call was at 2 a.m. And then when Kourtney called Kim. And this is extra drama. Why I was so impressed, I don't know if that's the word, why I was so intrigued with this clip is because So not only does she, like 3 hours later, make a different choice of telling family member. Interesting, she doesn't tell the mother. So that, again, the family dynamics or whatever. And so she doesn't tell the mother, but she tells Kim. But here's the funny part. She tells Kim at 5 in the morning, but they can't get her until noon. She's telling her, so she's telling her, but there's nothing to do. She's just telling her, again, the point of the triangle, knowledge is power, to stir up another family member. And she didn't even, not that it matters how it's couched. So if she had called and just said, oh my goodness, like, I'm so worried, I don't know what to do. She told me to be confident. She told me to keep her confidence, and here I am calling you, so I feel really bad about this, but I have to let someone in because this is too stressful for me, and I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do, so I'm telling you. So, or, hey, I just want to let you know someone's in jail. Like, it doesn't matter how it is, the triangle still existed. We can't take away that even if the person was having a hard time and had a dilemma and wanted support, the triangle still happened. And so it'll be interesting to see moving forward. This is what I'm curious about. How many times in the future will Khloe call Kourtney and swear her to secrecy, and then that doesn't get respected or honored, or it doesn't happen? Like, she breaks her promise. Because usually you say, and this is what I recommend, if someone says something to you in your family, you want to figure out your own script, the way to do it. But if someone says, like, I need to tell you something that I don't want anybody else in the family to know, you might have to say, like, please don't tell me then. Please, I'm so nervous, I would tell, and I don't want anybody, so please don't tell me. Which we don't usually do, because we want the knowledge, we want the power, we're intrigued, we're hooked. So it'll be interesting to see that dynamic. It'll also be interesting to see, because I know there's things, I remember when Kourtney gets pregnant, I think the first person she confided in was Khloe, and we'll see if Khloe breaks her privacy. We'll see how Khloe upholds that triangle, or if she doesn't participate. A better way to say it was if she doesn't participate in the triangle. But I just thought it was so interesting, and we had just talked about it, just another example of please don't tell anybody. Please don't tell anybody. I'm embarrassed. This is hard. But again, it's interesting that she didn't call the mom, who might be good at, like, clearing some of this shit up, So I think it's just another great example, and I'm sure we're gonna have there's one every episode of a triangle, again, talking about someone else who isn't there, or confiding in a family member and asking it not to be told. It could be that Khloe felt, knew to call Kourtney to tell her this and swore her to secrecy, but she really did need her to tell her family, because she personally didn't want to do it. That is another reason we would use the triangle, is that we don't want to do the hard thing. We want to leave that to somebody else. The problem with that is, that's probably where we get don't kill the messenger, because a lot of times the messenger gets yelled at or gets punished from the person who they're delivering the message to. And then the other person in the triangle gets away scot-free because they didn't have to tell it, or they can come back with guns a-blazing, and now they're also get to be mad at the person who broke the confidence. Anyway, as you can see, it just leads to drama. So one of the reasons it is, a triangle is to pass on information. The triangle is one of the ways that we get to have that knowledge is power. Like, so we get to exchange knowledge with other family members. And finally, drama. And that's one of the reasons why, because we can tell that it's drama that she called Kim at 5 in the morning. Like, what? Kim's like, what do I do? Like, what can we do? This is scary, terrible, whatever she says. There's nothing to do. We can't get her until what? Okay, then why did you call me right now? I guess that's another reason, like we can think of that too as another reason we participate in a triangle, is we don't want to carry this by ourselves. Like we don't want to, and I'm not saying in a sense of this is too stressful, this is too hard for me to keep a secret to myself. It's that we want someone else to take part in this drama too. Like we don't want the responsibility of it, because this is a responsibility because she has to go pick her up. So we don't want that. So we do want someone else in it. And also someone else needs to tell mom. And so maybe Kourtney feels bad because she doesn't want to do the triangle with the mother, but she'll do it with Kim. And who's Kim? Who's the mother's greatest ally, as evidenced by the show and what happens in the show, and part of the complaints of the other girls the first few years is that Kim is the favorite and Kim and the mother are aligned very well. So if you tell Kim, the mom, and I'm interested to know, I don't know yet, but we'll see if Kim passes that on to the mom. Okay, it's time to watch another clip. We're going to find out the result of the triangle. And so watch this clip real quick.
And I haven't heard from her, which is odd. What's wrong?
It's not funny, but Chloe's in jail.
What? What do you mean Chloe's in jail?
No, Mom, relax. Chloe got pulled over last night for a DUI.
A DUI? I've been asking you all morning where the hell is Chloe, and you tell me now? 3 hours later?
There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. But again, notice, okay, so it looks like they're having lunch or whatever. And so the mom comes in and Chris comes in the morning sometimes. And where's Chloe? I don't understand. Like the mom's upset. Like, where is she? And Kim's, being cagey or whatever. Chris even says in the interview thing, the confessional, that, Kim's being really nervous, like she's picking up on it. And you can see, like, Kim can be a really good actress at times. And so you can see from the jump, she's not good at it at all. Like unless she's playing somebody who is going to tell later for the show, like she's just like, what? Nothing's wrong. Chloe isn't here. It's just the way that it is. Why is that weird? Like it's not the best performance. And bitch, I know as a fellow hero, we're really good. We're really good at making things. Like we're good at it. Like, so I don't know, so it could be for the show, or it could be that's, maybe she truly does come unhinged when she has a secret, but it truly did look like the cat swallowed the canary. He was so excited to tell. She even laughed a little before she told. So anyway, and imagine just like having lunch and like, oh yeah, Chloe's in jail. Like it's the most normal thing in the world. So anyway, you get to see how messages are passed on to other family members. And I really want you to start I want you to start to be really interested in how you get your information in the family. Are you getting it from the person whose information it is to give? And just start getting really curious and interested about that. And just think about, we've all done it. Like, look, I'm not saying that I still don't triangle. Like, we still do it. Sometimes it's too enticing, And what's so annoying is it's just like, I know I'm triangling, but blah, blah, blah. So it's like, bitch, that does not let you off the hook. You don't get to name your dysfunction before you do this dysfunction. I know I'm relapsing, but like, that's not a thing. Like, you don't get special dispensation just because you know what the fuck it's called, your dysfunction. But start just getting really curious. How do you get your information in the family? How do you do it? And do other family members tell you to get in touch with other family members because of information? And just start getting really curious how, those lines of communication work. I think it'll be very enlightening and you can get really curious about it. And again, we can just practice. Like when I hear something juicy, I know like this isn't going to go well if I tell it. Like I want to tell it and I can tell it to like safe people that really don't engage. Like I could tell something to my husband, or I could tell something to my best friend, or something like that. But yeah, so it's fascinating. Okay, look, once you start paying attention to triangles, you're gonna see them everywhere. The boss told me to tell you to pass that thing, to give that report to so and so. This person told me to tell you. Like, it's just so interesting, and it's just like start thinking like, well, why didn't that person come to me directly? Some mischief is afoot. So, okay, I hope that's helpful.